Yes, my name is Tom Sawyer. I don't want to be no doctor or no lawyer. Fishing by the river, that's the only place to be. I want to be free sitting under a tree, that's me. Tom Sawyer, me and Unc Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I wanna be free sitting under a tree. That's me!
I've always thought that the best way to start an adventure would be on a riverboat. And me and Huck was on our way to an adventure we'd never forget. Bet they wish they was us. Slow old barge, ain't getting nowhere.
Look what's coming, Tom.
Huh? That's a cattle barge on its way to market. I was on my way to visit my Aunt Sally, and Huck Finn, being my best friend, was coming with me on a 2-for-1 kids ticket. Of course, no one knew about me bringing Huck along, and that was a little worrisome. But I was working on a plan that would explain Huck's being with me. Sounds like a big one.
Must be on the other side. Come on.
Hello there, boat. Where are you making port next?
You bound for Hannibal? Hello.
I can't hear him over all of that racket. Which port are you bound for? Hannibal, Missouri?
Hauling cotton down to New Orleans. Toot, toot, toot.
What did he say?
Don't know.
Woo, woo.
What'd you say?
I can't hear you. What did you say?
See you later, Captain. Send us a postcard.
That's Injun Joe there, Tom.
I beg your pardon?
It's him by that boy there.
Oh, my gosh. How do you know? He's got his back turned.
It's him, all right. I'd bet on it.
I don't believe it's really him.
I believe I'm dying. Just the sight of that man is enough to curl my toenails, Tom.
Stop it, Huck.
I will.
You can't be certain from this distance.
Yeah, maybe it was a mirage.
Right. Anyway, Huck, we can't spend our whole lives worrying about Injun Joe. We gotta make a solemn promise to forget about it.
How do we do that?
Just say I promise to forget about Injun Joe and to never mention his name again.
Well, I promise.
And I promise not to mention Injun Joe again neither. Come on.
I'm sure glad we got that settled.
Well, sir, I can't tell you what a turn that gave me, seeing that killer right out in plain sight. If Huck didn't stop talking about it, I think I'd have screamed. That's why I made him swear a solemn promise. Now it ain't bothering him at all, and I can't get it out of my mind.
Hey! Hey! Boy, look at me. Ain't this the life? Oh, boy, I ain't never tasted anything as good as this before in my whole life.
Hooey. Yeah, I've had better.
Are you saying you've had better food than this?
Mm-hmm. Many a time.
Golly, Tom, have you ate with kings or what?
Don't be silly, Huck.
What do you mean?
Just that this stuff ain't no different from what most folks eat all the time. You just never been in society before, that's all.
How do you know? You haven't taken a bite of your own meal yet.
All right, I'll try it. All right.
By the way, Tom, what are you gonna tell your aunt and uncle about me?
I've been giving that a lot of thought and I figured it out.
I sure hope so, 'cause they're gonna be real surprised when I show up.
Oh, it'll be okay.
How? They don't know me from Adam, and folks can get touchy about strangers coming to live with them.
Don't worry.
Yeah? Why shouldn't I?
I told you I got a good plan, Huck, and it's gonna work in our favor simply because my Aunt Sally doesn't know you from Adam. We'll confuse her.
Oh? Do you mean Aunt Sally's feeble or soft in the upper story, Tom? I don't mean no offense or nothing, but I hear people who ain't right can be downright dangerous.
I didn't mean to imply that my aunt is balmy, but Aunt Polly's letter didn't mention how many people were going to be bringing these bonds to her.
What bonds?
Never mind that. First, we gotta make you presentable.
What do you mean by make me presentable, Tom?
Your clothes, Huck. We gotta do something about them in order to make you welcome among grown-ups. Folks said a heap of store by good clothes.
Well, gosh, I know all about that, really.
Yeah, well...
What's wrong with my clothes anyways? This is what I always wear.
Not a thing, Huck, but wait till you see what I got figured out for you. Why, by the time we get to Aunt Sally's, I'll have you looking like a duke. Well, we finally reached Jackson the next morning, and it took me nearly that long to convince Huck that he'd look better in my clothes. Even so, he didn't want to change until the last minute. After leaving the boat, we transferred to Stagecoach, and were soon burning up the miles on our way west. That's when I decided that I'd make a first-class cowboy someday. These modern buggies are sure the berries, ain't they?
If you don't mind bumps.
Oh, wild man.
What? Oh, Lordy.
Wow, look at 'em ride. Do you reckon they're a war party, Huck? Coming to skin us alive and take our scalps?
Oh, dear.
Oh, let's pray the army comes and protects us from them.
Lord bless you, ma'am, them Injuns ain't hostile. They ain't even wearing any war paint.
What would they be up to if they ain't a war party, sir?
Well, son, they could be rounding up the Mustangs that roam free in these parts.
You mean real Indian pony Mustangs?
Sure do, son. That's how Injuns generally come by their ponies.
I'm gonna catch me a pony and ride 'em.
They seem to be moving on.
Yep, they're moving a lot faster than we are.
Boy, Huck, I sure would like to be with 'em.
When have you ever ridden a horse, Tom?
I can do about anything when I make up my mind.
You bet. Probably break every bone in your body, too, when you make up your mind.
Hey, are you boys bound for the Phelpsy Ranch by any chance?
Yes, we're staying with my aunt and my uncle.
Well, I swan. You must mean Cyrus Phelpsy.
Do you know my uncle, mister?
I sure do. I've known Cyrus for a good many more years than I care to remember. I hear tell their ranch is in serious trouble. Yeah, the rumor has it they came dang near losing half their herd in the big freeze-up last winter.
That's awful.
And I've heard that the bank might even foreclose on them. Everybody says that banker's heart is just about as warm as the polar ice cap in February.
Well, those old bankers can't foreclose on the Phelpsy Ranch, mister. 'Cause I got something here to stop 'em. Well, after a couple more days on the stage, me and Huck was let out at Phelpsy Corners, still 2 miles from the ranch. It was then, much to Huck's discomfort, that I started to put my plan into action.
Tom, are you sure this is the only way I can go with you to the Phelps Ranch, appearing respectable?
Sure, you'll look just grand. Why, everybody'll be so flabbergasted they'll be calling you the Beau Brummel of St. Petersburg.
Why in the world would folks be calling me that, Tom?
Why, because he was the best-dressed feller in the King's whole court.
Gee, Tom, do you really think they'd want to do that to me?
Do what?
Take me to court.
'Twarn't that kind of court, Huck. Anyhow, you don't have to worry about it none. Just trust me.
Holy mackerel, Tom. Does all this belong to your Aunt Sally and Uncle Cyrus?
Reckon it does. Now just remember, Huck, don't be surprised at anything I might say, and just go along with it, okay?
Okay.
Well, come on, let's go meet
Right.
this branch of the family and see
Yep.
if we're in time for dinner.
Okay. Hey, look at the duck.
Yeah, cute, ain't they? Quack!
Quack, 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 quack.
Come on. Reckon we can just go right up to the front door, seeing we're family.
Gosh.
Well, my land. You must be my kin from St. Petersburg. Now, let's see. Yep, this is my nephew.
Why, that's right, ma'am. Have you met him before?
I knew it. I'd recognize him anywhere.
Well, I reckon you're Aunt Sally.
I am, and this is my beloved nephew, Tom. Come from Missouri, all the way from St. Pete to save the ranch.
I ain't Tom, not at all, ma'am.
That's the gospel truth, ma'am. He ain't Tom, he's Sid, and he's my younger brother.
I'm Sid.
Well, my land. So this here is little Sidney. You must be Tom, then. I might have known by your resemblance to Sid. Give Aunt Sally a great big hug.
Aunt Polly said I should give you the bonds in this bag before I even stopped to breathe.
What a responsible little man you have grown up to be, Thomas.
Mother, why don't you invite our visitors inside?
Benny, come and meet your cousins from Missouri. They came all the way from St. Petersburg.
Hi, Benny. I'm Tom.
And I'm,
He's my younger brother, Sidney, ma'am. According to Aunt Polly, these negotiable securities are bound to save the property with lots left over.
That's fine. I'm greatly relieved, and I'll just put them here in this cupboard for safekeeping. Well, now, business can wait a little while so we can chat and get acquainted. Tom, I hear tell from your Aunt Polly that you're quite the little rascal. That's fine, 'cause I like a boy who's got plenty of gumption.
Aw, shucks.
Land sakes, I just bet you boys are hungry, eh? About time I whipped us up a good mess of victuals, don't you think? There's lots more lemonade. When you've had your fill, we'll start fixing supper. You ever milked a cow, Sid?
a cow? I don't think I could ever learn to do that.
Don't be silly. Anybody can learn to milk a cow. It just takes practice, that's all. Why don't you come here and try it, Sid?
Oh, my. Must I? You're doing fine.
Oh, what's the matter, boy? You afraid of a cow?
I'll just look some. I can learn quicker that way.
Just take her and pull.
Maybe you better keep doing it.
Well, if you're that scared, okay.
Phew. Phew. Excuse me for a minute.
You know, it's funny, but I don't see any resemblance between you and Tom at all.
What do you mean?
Why, if you hadn't told me you were brothers, I wouldn't believe you were even related.
Believe me, Bernice, Tom and me, mercy, we're even closer than brothers.
Well, how about giving me a hand with this bucket?
Why, sure. Here, let me have it.
Anyhow, I think that's a very interesting thing about brothers and sisters, don't you? I mean how they can be in the same family and all and not even look alike. Life is interesting, I do declare. Well, it's something I intend to give a lot of thought to, believe you me. Why don't you have some more milk, Sid?
I've had plenty.
How about you, Tom?
You bet. Thanks.
That milk's fresh from the cow.
Boy, I just love milk.
Well, there's plenty more.
Fresh from the what?
Cow.
Yeah. Are you saying milk comes out of a cow?
Do you mean you never knew where milk comes from? Why, even your little brother Sid knows milk comes from out of a cow.
My land, what next? Well...
Maybe you should walk around and look at the animals.
Yeah, that's bully. All right, Huck? Sid, you wanna?
Yeah.
I think I wanna go horseback riding. Where do you keep the horses, Benny?
In the barn. Come out with me and pick them out. Well, here they are. I guess you want to pick out your own. I imagine you're an experienced rider, aren't you, Tom?
Shucks, I'm a great rider. You got any wild horses around here that need taming, Benny?
Well, these critters are all pretty much broken in, but I reckon I can find a feisty one for you.
Well, Tom wants to ride the fastest, feistiest horse you got in the stable. Ain't that right, Tex? Come on, mount one of them cayuses. Pick out the meanest maverick in the Remuda.
I'll just bring out old Buck.
You better fess up right now before you get yourself killed.
You just watch.
It's your funeral, Tom.
I can't be a yellow belly in front of her, Huck.
All right, come on, Tom. Here he is.
Mm-hmm. You betcha. And that has got to be one of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my whole life. Ah, whoa! Whoa, boy! Whoa! Whoa, horsey, take it easy now.
Attaboy, Tom. Show him who's boss.
Was Tom fibbing when he said he could ride, Sid, or is he just playing around out there?
No. Tom's the best bronco buster in these parts. Hopes to be a big cowboy someday if he lives long enough.
I bet he doesn't make it. No, Buck's going for the fence.
Tom, look out! Oh, boy.
Please, come back!
Oh, come on, horse. Whoa. I can't get off till I get back on. Gotcha! I reckon I'll show you who's boss now, you ornery critter, you. Come on, is that as fast as you can go? Get up there. Uh-oh. Engines. Whoa, Buck. Come on, Buck, turn around. You ain't got no horse sense at all. Oh, no, Buck, no. Excuse me. Thank you.
Pale-faced boy, heap crazy.
Tarnation, Tom's been gone a long time. Hope he's all right.
Oh, please, Lord, if you help me make it home alive, I'll never brag again. You sure got a mind of your own, Buck. Golly, where are we and how are we gonna get back? Hey! Well, I guess I better do something about getting back. How could anything stuffed with hay be so hard? You know something? It feels like I was whooped over by a 2x4 and it's all your fault. Come on, Buck, we're going home right now. You better make up your mind about who's boss around here. I'm not gonna put up with any more foolishness, see?
Hey, Aunt Sally, they're back.
Glory be!
You men get some grub and rest a while, and we'll go out and try again later.
All right, Miss Benny.
Where's Tom? The engines get him?
I'm afraid something awful's happened to him.
Did you see him?
No, we looked high and low and didn't see a sign of him.
What about Buck?
That's our only hope. If Tom stayed on him, sooner or later Buck will bring him home. But the Indians said he went past him traveling like a bullet, and they have no idea where he might have ended up.
Oh, my, maybe the engines ate him.
Hush, Sid. Tell us what they said, Benny.
They said they saw a boy riding like the devil was chasing right behind him.
What? How can you believe what an engine might tell you?
Well, really?
They're probably holding Tom prisoner this very minute.
Stop that, young man. They're just people like us.
Yes'm, I'm really sorry, ma'am. It's just that I'm awful worried about what's become of Tom. Hey, do you reckon the engines will find him and bring him back home?
Well, they're a lot more likely to help him than to hurt him.
We'll wait for Cyrus and Oscar to come home before we go on looking.
Where are they anyway, ma'am? They could help.
They've been trying to capture the great white stallion, the king of the Mustangs.
Now, Buck, you just hold real still for a second, okay? That's it. You ready? Now listen here. I'm hoping and praying you know the way back to the ranch, Buck, because I sure don't. I'm begging you, Buck, please don't get us lost anymore. Please. That's it. Well, you can be nice and friendly when you really want to, can't you? Why, sure. I knew we'd be good friends once we got to know each other. This sure don't look familiar, Buck. I hope you know where you're going. It's spooky here, too. Now I know what all those cowboy songs mean when they sing about the lone prairie. What are you stopping for, Buck? Please don't tell me you're lost. You hear something out there? Huh? Hey! Jumpin' Jehoshaphat, what a beauty! Wow! Whoa! Easy now, Buck. Don't get excited. I sure hope that big fella is friendly. Hello, boy. Ah! I couldn't believe my eyes. Buck and that big white horse were acting like they knew each other. Not only that, they were rubbing and carrying on as though they really liked each other a lot. Hey, Buck, is that your big brother? Is that why we're out here? Oh, boy, this is a reunion. Take your time, fellas. Hey! Easy now. Whoa there! No, stay here, Buck. Whoa! We gotta get back home. Okay?
Hey there! Hold on a minute, son.
Hey! Whoa, Buck. I'm sure glad to see you, 'cause I'm plumb lost. Could you tell me how to get to Phelpsy Ranch, please?
Are you Tom?
Why, you must be my Uncle Cyrus. There's no denying that running into Uncle Cyrus out there was plain lucky, but I like to think old Buck had a hand in it. You see, Uncle Cyrus was chasing that white stallion, and Buck knew where to find him, so I reckon he just figured to bring us together. On the other hand, me being out there made it possible for the king of the Mustangs to escape, and maybe that's what Buck had in mind all along. It's fun to think so anyway.
Well, Tom, I sure am relieved that you got back to the ranch all right. But we gotta do something quick about Benny. Tom? Did you hear me? Benny knows something's up. Are you sleeping? I already messed up the Sid thing twice today. You know I ain't no good at fooling folks. You must be plumb tuckered out. Better cover up, you'll catch a cold. You've had quite a day, buckaroo. Night, Tom.
I reckon Huck must have covered me up, 'cause I don't remember getting in bed. But I didn't ask, and he never mentioned it. I reckon he tried talking to me some too, but I was dead to the world and having a wonderful dream. I knowed it would be a long time before I'd forget the king of the Mustangs, and even longer before I'd stop dreaming about him. Shucks, I told everybody I could ride.
These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Hunk Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be.